everybody. We're live. I hope you all can hear me. Um, because there's no way for me to tell. Um, if you guys can hear me at all. I hope so. Let me see if I can. Let me see. Okay, I sound good. All right. Let me Great. So, the title of this live stream is it time to retire? And I'm going to set this down. Hopefully you all can see me. I'm probably gonna have to adjust this light a little bit because it's super bright. There we go. I wanted some light, but oh, and I got my instance going. Let me turn that. That's better. All right. So, um, all right. So this is my first live stream that I've done in a very long time, and it is definitely the first one that is like this. Let me just cover my face up. And so, basically, um, is it time to retire? I posted a video earlier where we discussed what you call it, the Moses' laws in comparison to the Hammurabi Code. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted people to think about um, why the way the Bible was written. And I think for me, it was very clear that the Bible was written the way that it was to address the fact that certain things were written in so that you they were written juxtaposed to that code. And so if you understand that it was written juxtaposed to that code, then you will understand how to carry yourself. And so if you don't know the code, again, it's just one more layer that reveals the Bible to you, right? So that you can understand it for yourself. And so after reading that, after all of the readings I've done in the last week and a half or so, it just came to me. The Most High said, if you guys have been, um, if you guys have been doing this for literally 4,000 years, then it may be time to retire. And why do I say that? Now, remember, the Hammurabi Code was written in 2285 BC, literally BC. And so basically that's almost 4,000 years. So that's the reason why the Gentiles or the Ronanites are so sure that everything will go their way this time because they have extended this three times already. And three times that they've extended this, or 10 times actually they've extended this, they've gotten another time. So they just figure, oh, we'll just get another time. But this time they're not going to get another time. This is it for them. They don't have any more options. And you know what I just realized? Let me turn on my music. Sorry, we got to have some music to confuse the spirits out there. We got to have something in the background. So, if they've been able to get away with this 10 times and all of a sudden now they can't get away with it again, what's going to happen? What do we have to do to check out of this system? And so I think our only option at this point is to retire. And it's to retire from their system because as long as we are participating in their system, um, we are subject to their rules. And so what I'm saying is let's not participate in their system. Let's just retire from their system. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop making videos or anything like that, but I'm retiring from their system. Me personally, I'm not participating in their system. I'll use their system. They have it set up there for me to use, and I know that it's a system our people set up and they just corrupt it. So I'll use their system, but I don't have to actively participate in it. I mean, I don't have to contribute anything to their system to use their system. That's how I'm looking at it. So, um, I just wanted to basically, I felt like if I did a video about this, it would be too difficult to upload. I've had a lot of problems with uploading. I don't know what the issue is. I know what the issue is. The demons are really, really upset. Another thing I wanted to point out to people or let people know is that, um, believe it or not, I did a video like maybe a week and a half ago on the Magna Carta. And if you go and look, apparently um, not Prince, but that king over there has decided he wants to redo the Magna Carta and call it the Terra Carta. So I don't know how, you know, you all of a sudden decide that you want to undo the Magna Carta, and issue a new decree when you don't even have the relevant parties that will be able to agree to it. But again, this is another one of those things where they try and say, this is going on, that is going on, whatever the case may be, but they don't actually want to address the real issues that is the real issue is if you have this code of Hammurabi and that's the code that you're actually following, that means you're violating the code of Moses' law, which is what you say you are following um as a member of the church, because the church is supposed to follow Moses' law, not the Hammurabi code. So you have so many. I put out a video earlier today that has all the violations that these people are involved in, just as it relates to Moses' law. And so if you're violating Moses' law, you're violating your law, you're violating everything, the cosmic laws, you're in major violation. And so if you're going to actually um do something, guess what's going to happen? We were only supposed to do 400 years. 400 years turned into 4,000 years. Now you have 4,000 years in. You're going to have to do 8,000 years. Do you know how long 8,000 years is? The queen has to do 1,700 years. Maybe it's 1.7 million years because she violated all of these codes too. How we don't know how many times she's incarnated back. It seemed like this was the last time that she will be able to do so. And so, that means we're going to have 8,000 years to get this right, not 1,000 like they said or whatever. It's going to be way more than that because, again, they violated for way longer than they were supposed to violate. And so, we have to really think about and come to a conclusion, for in our own selves how we want to deal with some of this stuff, because it is a lot of stuff to deal with, and it's very, very difficult stuff to deal with. um and it's something that is going to require you to decide what you want to do. So that's why I say I titled this "Is It Time to Retire?" Because we've been doing this for 4,000 years. How long is long enough? And I feel like for myself, you know i I was asking the Most High for stuff that would help me to be able to go back to work. And I feel like that's the reason why some of the stuff was not coming the way that I wanted it to, because I was asking so that I could go back and be a part of this system. So now I understand that my requests are so that I can retire. So I made myself a retirement box. And once I have proof that it works, of course, I will share that on my page, and let people know how they can make their own. But I want to get proof for myself that I can actually make it work before I share it, unless the angels tell me, look, you got to share this now so people can start their own. But I made myself a retirement box, and in my retirement box, I want the the going rate for an artisan according to the Hammurabi code is like 5 shekels of silver, something like that. So I want 3 shekels of gold a day. Shekel is like an ounce. That's what I want, and that's because I'm doing these videos. I'm out here doing this work, and whatever they have to. Shalom, beloved sister. They have to pay for that. They have to pay for that. This work that I'm doing. If they don't want to actually give me the cash money, they're going to have to pay for it in gold. They don't want to tell me if I have viewers, if I have subscribers. I don't care about none of that. I do know that the King of England responded to my video post by saying they need a whole new Magna Carta, which my video probably only had about 25 views. Why? I'm setting the trend. I'm putting it out on the ley line. We have lots of evidence from the stuff that I've been talking about that once I put it on the ley line, they have to respond to it. And they have been responding to it. This is the very first time I've seen something like this that I know that I said and no one else is talking about, because everybody else is talking about something else. And the next thing you know, you got a video out from the King of England. We need to scrap the Magna Carta. No, 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 no. We're not going by that anymore. We're going to make a new one. Okay, well, what about Moses' law? If y'all don't believe Yahweh Shai came, then y'all supposed to be following Moshe's law. So what about that? Y'all not following that either. I didn't even think about it in terms of, yeah, sister, yeah, the he put out a video. He want to get rid of the Magna Carta. He want to bring in the Terra Carta. I saw that this morning and I was like, okay, so I'm probably going to need to go live because if I try to make a response video to this, they're not going to let it go out. Yep, they want to put out a Terra Carta and get rid of the Magna Carta. So, what would preempt the Magna Carta? And that's going to be, like I said, Moshe's laws. And I never looked at it in terms of having statutes, but once you read the Hammurabi Code, you see that code for code, law for law, the Hammurabi Code tried to get rid of Moshe's law, like totally make it oblivious and replace it with their own laws. But again, with the Hammurabi Code, the craziest part, the first two things talk about magic. The second two things talk about witness tampering. Why would magic and witness tampering be your most important things? Because to be honest, our people always use magic and it was against our code to actually, what do you call it, bear false witness. We didn't do that. And so that's why they said, no, 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 no. You have to be a witness. This is why you must be a witness. If you see something, say something. You have to do it instead of being like, nah, I don't know nothing about that. I'm not going to get involved in that. I didn't see nothing. You can say that according to the Hammurabi Code. They literally made that against the law, like in a most ridiculous. Shalom, beloved sister. They made that against the law in the most ridiculous possible way. And so that I say all that to say this. We again, like I said, we have been working for the Hammurabi Code came out in 2285 BC. That means that again, they have had to re-up their 400 years on us 10 times and they were able to do it 10 times and this last time it's like nah, you can't re-up and get another 400 years. So I think it's funny now that I'm thinking about it, how Big Levi says or Big Judah says, what, you're going to get another 400 years? You just had 400 years. And why the camps are like, well, we're going to get Esau's trouble, I mean, it's going to be Jacob's trouble again, Jacob's trouble is going to come again, because they've been able to do it 10 times. They did it, and it was Jacob's trouble again. And it was Esau got away with it again. It was for 10 whole times they did it. And this time, the answer is no. You're not going to be able to re up. You're not going to be able to do this again. And not only are you going to have to serve what you made us serve from 2285 BC, you are also going to have to serve double. So not going to have to do 400 years or 800 years like we thought. They're going to have to do 8,000 years. And if you listen to the video that I posted earlier, you will also, what's the problem? Ask Destiny to come in here and get you some leftovers. I'm not making anything different right now. Apparently, it's dinner time. So, we haven't been in actual slavery for 400 years. We've been in slavery for 4,000 years almost. And they're going to have to pay for two for two. Oh, that's what I was saying. In the video that I recorded earlier, there's a lot of things that get you double the punishment, double the punishment. So I don't even know if the Most High is going to compound their interest, because to be honest, a lot of the stuff they did is supposed to be double times double times double. Even with their money, like they're supposed to only charge. Like first of all, it's supposed to be a life for a life. So when Yahweh said, turn the other cheek, that's not what that means. It's not just like you're gonna do something to them, like in the spirit realm and get back to them, but it literally means you supposed to turn the other cheek while you still slapping them, because it's an eye for an eye. If somebody hits you, you hit them back. If somebody steals from you, and you hit them, they have to die right there, or they have to fall right there. But see, in Hammurabi's code, it actually said that they said to kill the person. And the Most High said, don't kill the person if you catch them with your stuff. You don't have to shed blood. You hit them and you take their stuff and you send them on their way. That's how the code is for always been for our people. You can see that in the hood. If you get into a fight in the hood, somebody takes your stuff, you don't have to kill them. Do you know how ridiculous that is? That's way over the top. Like that's not proportional. And I feel like if you once you see the both of the codes side by side, you can see that the Hammurabi code is way out of proportion. Way out of proportion. But the Most High's code, that's in proportion. It's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and they have like Gentile, they say gentleman, but it's not really gentleman, it's Gentiles. And so they have these different rules for the Gentiles, which is why, if you want to know why they always say, okay, the Gentiles have different rules than us, this and that, they do, because in the Hammurabi Code, they do have different rules for gentle people, Gentiles. They have different rules. And for us, we have different rules. Like if they okay, so I mean you can listen to the whole video, but I'll just say this. If they actually it is like 5 videos. I'll bottom line it on this. But so for example, if you have a man servant or a maid servant and you take their eye out. Look, but let's even talk how do you accidentally take somebody's eye out? I don't know. But let's say you accidentally take their eye out, right? The Most High says if you have a manservant or maidservant, you take their eye out, you have to let them go free for the sake of their eye. Like that just makes sense. You took their eye out, you took their tooth out, they need to go free. Hammurabi code says if you take out the eye of your manservant, you take them to the doctor and you let them fix it, you pay a fee, you pay a fine, and that's it. That's not even fair. Like you don't let them go free. You pay a fine, you do something, you get them fixed up, then you bring them back into your house, and now you understand chattel slavery because that's what they were doing. If they hurt you, they pay a little fine, dress you up nice for a day or something, bring you back in the house. You didn't get to go free. They didn't do that. So not only are they're not following Moshe's laws, they're not following their own laws either, and they want you to follow your laws plus Moshe's laws. How does that make sense? That's not even reasonable. That's completely unreasonable. So again, that's why I titled this, Is It Time to Retire? You're gonna have to ask yourself this. After seeing, go read Hammurabi's code. And if you need it, my email address, I put it in the chat. I'll email it to you. Go read Exodus 21 through 23. After you read both of those, decide, have my people done this for long enough? How long is too long? 400 years is too long. 4,000 years? Unacceptable. That's unacceptable. How you going to be serving somebody for 4,000 years and still think you get another 4,000 years? You weren't even supposed to get more than 400. Violation, violation, violation. And even the most important part of Moshe's laws is that it tells you that the angel is going to come and prepare a way for you to get out. So all those people who said, "Oh, why y'all still dealing with angels?" The angels, there's no other way out beside the angels. No, you're supposed to do it yourself, this and that. Well, the angels bear the name of the Most High, and therefore the angels represent me. And so they represent me. And if you understand our express trust conversation, the Most High is the grantor of the express trust. The angels are the trustees, and you're the beneficiary. So the trustees got to do what you ask them to do, but you don't want to provoke them. You don't want to misuse them. All of that, that will explain to you the code of conduct. Oh, That's perfect. Exodus 23, that last part, I think it's like verse 20 through 33, explains to you the code of conduct for dealing with the angels for people who wanted to see the code of conduct. But if you just read chapter 21 through 23, you will understand you will understand the laws, you will understand the codes, and you will know how to deal with the angels. It's all right there if you know how to read, if you understand what your Bible is saying. So I'm not going to make this live stream too long, but I do want to do a couple things. I'm going to show y'all some of the devices that I made. I talked about it in the thing. So the first device I want to talk to y'all about is this is actually I hope y'all can see this. This is a charm that I made on direction of the angels. This is it's so not clear. I wish it were. There's no way for me to make it clear. Oh, and it's like a clear charm too, so that doesn't help, and I don't want to turn the light up too bright. But this is a charm for Imrudu. You can go and look him up. He's actually the seventh station of the moon. So if you want one, it's basically if you can go and look it up. The seventh mansion of the moon. His name is Imrudu. He is in charge of good luck, and even a person who's not in the walk could carry this charm, and it would give them good luck. And I have activated all of these so they're able to work when you receive them. So if you want one, shoot me an email. If you want to be a person who holds them for other people like a hub, let me know and I'll send you a few. And so if somebody is somebody in the nation or whatever is nearby you, you can send it to them. It'll get to them faster or meet them somewhere or whatever. The angels want us to get these good luck charms into as many people hands as we can, especially our people, so that we can start to, because we've done a lot of work of removing negative energy from us, so now we have to fill that space that's of the energy that's being removed with good energy. So I've been wearing my good luck charm for about a week since I made it, and I definitely noticed that things are going better. So that's one thing that I have to show you. Another thing that I have is, of course, I have the Rhabdomancy class, but this is a moon pendulum that I made. Um, as you can see, I'm not even asking a question. Um, but this is a moon pendulum that I made, and I just want to talk about this because if you're going to do any work with the moon, I don't know why my nose itches so much. If you're going to do any work with the moon, you want to have at least a silver chain. And if you can throw up, you see, I put a magnet in here. You can see a little teeny tiny magnet. And then I have some of the carnelian. I don't know if it's carnelian. Anyway, it's the root chakra stone, and also I have some clear quartz in here, and that black looks like tourmaline. I don't know what that is. And then I have my acacia wood bead in here. So but the most important part of earth, if you want to deal with the moon sphere, is a silver chain. You definitely want something with a silver chain for the moon sphere. And so, like I said, this is just one that I made. I just thought I would show this to everybody. Shalom, beloved. Hello, hello. This is just one that I made. I wanted to show you guys and tell you again, working with the moon sphere, you want something that's silver. All right, so let's see what else I have here. This is this is a pendulum. I don't call it a pendulum. This is like a body pendulum. Um, this is one I wear around my belly chain. I have another one that I made. And I'm showing it to you because now I make all of my organite with magnets in them, and the magnets, that whole magnetic fluid thing. And this one, I put some gold dust in it. Let me see. I will turn this light on so it could be a little bit brighter. I put some gold dust in it, so that's why it has a gold color. Plus, I put gold flakes in there, and it does have the acacia wood bead in there. And this one I wrap with copper. Um, just because it was had all this gold and stuff in it, and I don't have any gold wire. I wish I knew. And it also has the bulb in it. The what is that bulb called? Xenon bulb. There we go. It's got the xenon bulb in it. That's really, really good for womb health. So I just wanted to show you guys. This is another one of the devices that I made. Like I said, I wear this on my belly chain. Um, and this really helps with womb health, especially keeping everything in order and going. So that's just another device that I have. Oh, this is another one. This is kind of like it's got a magnet in it too. It has a different kind of Actually, it's got the same small magnets in it, but it's got that Enoch technology formation. This is just a small disc, and I got all the different chakra chips in there. Also, the acacia wood bead, as you can see, and it's got the magnets and all. And so this one I keep in my car. I also have one of these that's by my water, but I forgot that it needs to have a it actually needs to have an occasion, I mean, not occasion wood. It needs to have a xenon bulb in there. So I have to make another one and put a xenon bulb in it so that it will activate my water. But I just wanted to show y'all this is another little technology device that I threw together. And these things are not hard to make. They don't take a lot of experience. They don't take any know-how. I didn't know what I was doing. Just started making these things. So before we go, let's just pull a from my homemade deck. Of course, you see here, this is my Cosmic Law deck that I made, and it's got numbers and what you call it on it, Hebrew letters on it. So we just want to know, is it time to retire? And if I have more questions, I have my other deck too, but I thought we would just start with this. So anybody who thought they was going to come on here and it was going to be a Christian thing, I'm sorry. We seek the Most High wherever He may be found, however we gonna find Him, and at least that's what I do. So we're asking the Most High, is it time to retire? Is it time to retire? We're just looking at the cosmic laws. Like I said, if I need to, I will pull out my other deck. I did bring it down here, but I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I don't have a lot to talk about. We just want to know, is it time to retire? All right. All right, so is it time to retire? Is it time? This card jumped out. So let's see what it is. Okay, you have to hold on. I'm almost done. All right, so y'all, I promise I did not pick this. This is number 9, which is my number. If y'all know, I'm a 9 baby, 9 9, literally 9, one in the ninth month on a 9 day. And this is Chet, which is light. So let's look that up. All right, so for Chet, we have, let's see, wow, I'm already excited. I think that means it's time for us to retire. Chet is, here we go. Okay, so this is, the symbol for this is the tent wall, and it means outside, divide, and half. So to me, if it's the tent wall, this is, if this is the wall of the tent, retiring is you retire inside the tent under he who dwells shall abide, or you retire outside of the tent. So you go either outside of their system or you go into the system of the Most High. But one way or another, you got to get out from where you are and go into a new system. That's what this letter means. Check. And then the cosmic law is light, which is number 9. Let's look at that. Y'all, that is crazy. Okay, so I think the Most High say it's time to retire. All right. The answer to if it's time to retire, we got number 9. Number 9 cosmic law is this is truth, energy, mind, and understanding. It's time to retire, y'all. That's the Most High say. It's Oh, I wish I could make this stuff up. Yes. This is truth. Is it time to retire? This is truth. energy, mind, and understanding. Once you understand that it's time to retire, retire outside of their system and in under dwell under the abide under the most high, you get it. The answer is right there in front of you. It's time for us to start thinking about this now. Again, I'll probably do another video where I talk about the brother did a video breaking down how the year is broken up in order to get stuff done. I'm going to probably revamp that and give us a little bit more detail on how to make our year work well so that we get the results that we want. Um, and so, wow, the the most high get answers, man. I couldn't make that up. I would have never picked it like, oh, it's time to retire. No, the most high told me it was time to retire, and so I wanted to share that with the sistren, so everybody knew what's up, what's going on this side of town. We getting ready to retire. It's time for us to go. Out of the system, out of the tent walls of the Ronanite system and dwell under the shadow of the Almighty. That's it. We're inside inside the holiest of holies. That's where we need to dwell, not inside this system. Now you may leave out of the tent to get your little supplies and get yourself together, so on and so forth, but that doesn't mean you have to stay there. You go, you get what you need, you come back and you dwell under the shadow of the Almighty. And so the last thing I want to talk about real quick is we are doing a 22-day fast. That's going to start on the 22nd of October, 10/22/22. Saturn will be going direct on that day. And the purpose of that fast is a Daniel fast, which is to mourn the loss of the 2/3 or whoever has to go. We want to mourn their loss. We also want to request righteous judgment, and we also want to request a fair and speedy trial for those that we're mourning their loss. And the reason why I want to frame it like that is because this is not really a fast for us specifically. This is a fast for the spirit intelligences of Saturn to take the righteous judgment out with our permission as co-creators with the realm. We want to indicate that we are prepared to co-create that particular reality with them. And so that being said, if you want to participate, we're going to have a little conference call next Saturday around 3 o'clock. Just to make sure everybody knows what the Daniel fast is. I did go over it in the video, but basically it's no sweet bread, no sweet wine, and no meat. It's not a difficult fast at all, but the spiritual part, I'm still waiting for a specific answer on how to do that. Okay, just send me a email so that I can add you to the list and make sure you get on the call. And I'll probably talk about this more during the week now that I'm done with all of these laws. I feel like I had to get that done before I could really go back to doing anything else. So we just want the spirit intelligence of Saturn to know that we are co creating this reality with them. We are giving them permission to work with us and to work through us if necessary to exact this righteous judgment that needs to happen on this land, because I think we have to be a little bit more so now let me preface this by saying I'm very aggressive in my working with the angels, and I'm very aggressive because I feel like if we're not aggressive, passiveness has gotten the Ronanites the ability to renew their contract 10 times. Passiveness has gotten the Ronanites to renew their contract 10 times. Do you know what that is? For us to only have to serve 400, but we served 4,000 because our people weren't aggressive enough. We were called witches and whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I want to retire from this system, and I want these people who are causing our people pain and suffering to be removed. And I'm not willing to wait another 4,000 years. There will be no, I thought, well, how you keep saying there's going to be no Jacob's trouble? No, that was a declaration. There will be no Jacob's trouble. It's not, oh, it's a question. Oh, will there be Jacob's trouble? No, there will be no Jacob's trouble. So we are. Me personally, I am coming together with whoever is interested to do something to make sure that there's no more Jacob's trouble, because we have fasted, a big group of people as a nation, but I think we need some more power behind this, and the best way to put the power behind it is to give it to the black judge. Which, let me just mention this here too. I have been doing a deep dive on the archangels, right? And I've been trying to connect them to characters we already know about so that we can have a greater understanding of how they work. So let me go ahead and give y'all this breakdown right now. Put this into the ley line while I'm thinking about it. So we know that Michael is Melchizedek. Gabriel is Eve, which would make sense because Gabriel's the messenger. It would be Eve that told Mary that she was going to have Yahushua. That makes the most sense. Eve had a Nava. Well, they don't like the term that what they put in the book. Remember, it's the angels don't recognize that Nava term. They recognize Eve and they recognize Kava. So I don't know about that. More stuff, but yes, Gabrielle is Eve. Makes sense. If you remember all the stuff about her in the books of remembrance, that makes sense. Um, Kamael or Samael or whoever, that's Adam. Raphael is Enoch. And he has another name too, which is Uriel, but he's also Raphael is Enoch. That's what we can relate it to. Then we know Sadikiel is Zedekiel Barber Jaira. Then we know Haniel is Anahiel or the dew, the Erkadeshi. Now y'all not gonna believe who Shabbatai. Um, or they call him Safikiel. Y'all not gonna believe this. This one I said it's gotta be. Safikiel is Solomon. I said, well, is Solomon in the books of remembrance? What's that about? They don't talk about Solomon in the books of remembrance. They talk about Melchizedek, but not really. They make the focus of that story Geira. So, um, and so that's it. That's our order. And really, the one on top is Enoch as Raphael. So that's why you have a lot of, is Sunday Raphael or is it Michael? Because technically the person on the top should be the first planet, but that's not the way it works. So we think of the planets starting with the sun, but that's not the proper order. The proper order would start with Mercury. Mercury, and then um no, get a juice. Mercury, and then so it doesn't, it starts with us. We're the center of the unit. This is why this makes sense. All praise to the most high. Okay, the earth is the center of the universe, so it starts with the earth. That's on the bottom. That's a whole nother thing. We won't talk about that. Starts with the earth, and then Mercury, and then um Venus, and then it goes backwards. So it starts with the Earth, and then Mercury, and oh, I forgot Mars. No, I was going right order first. The Earth, and then Mercury, and then Jupiter, and then Saturn, and then the Sun, and then the Moon, and then Mars. So instead of it going from it starts with the earth, goes up and down. I just think that we have a wrong way that is the way that they describe it is not the way that it actually is. I don't know how to explain that yet, but all I can tell you is that it starts with the earth and then it goes to Mercury and then Jupiter and then it goes this way and then it goes down to the sun and then up from the sun. or maybe it starts from the moon, from the earth down. I don't know exactly. It's weird. I don't think I have an answer for that, but I all I can tell you for sure is our weeks should start with Wednesdays as opposed to starting with Sundays, because Enoch is at the top. We know he's at Keter, so it's got to work. Or maybe it like follows the tree of life, and because we don't know the tree of life well enough, we just can't follow it. It's very I should line it up with the tree of life. When I anyway, I just wanted to give put y'all. I just got that drop yesterday because I kept asking, well, who is Safikiel? Who is this person? Who is, I mean, and I said, all of them got to be somewhere. So that's why they don't want you to understand Solomon, because Solomon is Safikiel. Why does that make sense? Think about how Solomon is. Think about who Solomon was and what he did. He was the party man, right? He was very, he wanted wisdom, right? But then he still had his little problems, with these women. And so it would make sense that he would be the guardian angel over Saturn, because if you think about that story one of the reasons why I figured that out is because the picture that they have they don't call him Safikiel in the Orthodox Church, they call him something else. But the picture that they had for him was a sword and a crown. And then that immediately brought to mind this the story where he they brought the baby to him, which makes sense based on um the Hammurabi code, why they would have bought this baby to him. Okay, they bought this baby to him, right? The king, and he said, "I'll cut the baby in half, and y'all can each have half." And the woman who was really the mother said, "Don't cut the baby in half. What? That's crazy." And the one who wasn't was like, "Yeah, cut the baby in half. Let us each get half." And that's how he knew. So that's what I thought of, and I was like, "Oh, that's a Solomon imagery, one of the faces of Solomon that we see." So, um, anyway, I just wanted to bring that out to you. So, Michael is Melchizedek, Gabriel is Eve, Kamael is Adam, Raphael is Enoch, Sadikiel is Zedekiel or Jaira, Hanael is Anahiel or the dew, and Safikiel is Solomon. And so that should help you connect with the days a little bit better too. Now, again, as I mentioned about these archangel positions, you rotate in and out. So it's just like a government job. And if you haven't seen my book, I have an introduction on that. I'm gonna try to remember to put it in a separate document so I can send it out to people. But here's the thing: when you're working your way up the chain, like from human to angel to archangel, when you're working your way up to the position of the Most High, to be a friend of His, right? You will rotate positions so that you know how to do all the jobs, because the Most High, if you are the president of an organization, you know how to do every job down to cleaning the floors. And you will see people do that. For example, Trump is a good example of that, because sometimes he will be back in the kitchen doing the stuff. He will be in the front. You never know where he's going to be. A good boss is like that. They can do every job in the whole organization. And so, since all the angels bear the name of the Most High, that means the Most High can do everything that all the angels can do. So, if you are able to do all of the different jobs that everyone has, that will qualify you when it's time to choose the next person who's going to succeed, stand behind the Most High or the earthly mother. Those are positions that can rotate out, and they can go and do other things, whatever the case may be. Somebody's got to be in charge. They will not always do. They got to go on vacation, have time to breathe, and all of that stuff. You got to think about it like a government job. And so, even though these from what I got from the angels, these people are ways to think about how these jobs are run, what type of person is qualified to hold this job. And the reason why you need to know that is so that if you wish to ascend to the realm of the archangels, you could be working on whatever it is so that you can ascend to that position, because the treasures that you store are in heaven, and those treasures are the names of the Most High. The more of those names you're friends with that you know, those more treasures you have. So so me personally, I don't know about anybody else. When it's time for me to ascend, I want all the angels to say, "Oh, we know her. She's a great person. Put her in this job. Put her in that job. She's great." I don't want to be come before the Most High. I don't know any of these people. They're all looking at me and they got to judge me too, and I don't know any of them. That's a really bad way to get a job. I mean, that's how you get yourself back on the wheel. When you go out, when you leave your body permanently, well, not permanently, but when you leave this life cycle and you have to stand before the judge, and there's nobody to bear witness for you, because the angels follow Moshe's law. That's why the Lord gave it to him. So if there's nobody to bear witness for you, guess what happens? You got to get back on that wheel, honey, and try it again until you learn some of these people, some of these angels will bear witness for you, because they will not bear false witness. They will only bear the truth. And if they don't know you, that's just like the story about the bridegroom that we read in I think it's in Matthew 25. Yeah, 25 through 28. If the Most High does, if it, I don't know you gotta go, because I don't know who you are. Guess what? You get back on that wheel. You got to do it all over again. So to avoid that, me personally, I want to get to know as many angels that I can, build relationships with them, so that when it is time for me to ascend, I don't have this problem of nobody being able to speak on my behalf. And so that's how I am operating. Now, I'm not saying you do it. You talk to your angels, use your pendulum, whatever the case may be, however you feel about it. Do whatever you want. But I'm just saying that's how I'm conducting myself, so that I don't have to get back on this wheel. I've been saying my whole life, this is my last time on this wheel. I don't care whatever I have to do not to get on this wheel again. That's what I'm going to do. And so that's how I'm conducting myself. And I'm not saying you got to. I'm just telling you how I'm doing it. I said all that to say is that got to be more aggressive with the angels, because I will tell you this example. Well, part of the example. I've been asking the angels for something from when I first started working on, like, working with the different angels of the Earth Zone. And I asked for something very specific and I didn't receive it. And so I had just left it alone and was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave this alone. I'll work on something else. And then I realized, oh, I definitely have to go in 7 minutes because I gotta go deal with the energy. Um, I asked them several times, okay, what's going on? And then I forgot about it. I stopped asking about it. And then as I'm working on some other things, it came back up to me, well, you forgot all about this that you were asking for. And I was like, you know what? I did forget about that. So I took my request directly to the Most High. I said, look, Most High, I asked for this thing, very specific. You told me I'm sovereign over the elements. I supposed to have what I asked for. Where is it? So I was doing another kind of ritual because I had to deal with some energy, or whatever. And I asked him, not 3 consecutive days, but I asked the first day, and then I had to go back to him on the third day and ask again, like, what's going on? I still haven't received this. This is ridiculous. What are you going to do? So yesterday, last night, I had a dream. And in my dream, well, first of all, the angels gave me a project to do. That's a whole nother thing. Angels gave me a project to do. I had no idea what I was doing. To make a box to be a recipient for what I don't know. Maybe it's a recipient. I don't know. They just had me make this box. So I made the box. And then last night I had a dream that exactly what I asked for, I received in my dream. And it was more. Every time I looked, it was more than what I asked for. It was more. It was exactly what I asked for, but it was like, well, what's this? I don't know what this is. Well, what's that? I don't know what that is. It was more than what I asked for. So I woke up this morning and I recorded my dream. And then I was like, okay. I see that you gave it to me in my dream so that I know it's coming. Now I'm going to move on to the next thing. So now I know how to use me personally. This could be different for other people because I never had dreams before. Now I know how to use them. The dreams are confirmations. So when I ask the question, if I'm not asking no questions, I'm not going to get no dreams. I have to ask the question, then the dream reveals to me the confirmation. And it did take me literally asking for this same thing over and over and over every day. Because think about it, if the angels are very busy, they have a lot to do, just like the Most High has a lot to do. And it's not that they're not thinking about you, it's just they literally have a lot to do. And so if you are not a pain in the booty, you is not going to get what you ask for, just like a kid who is always asking for food, like this child I have in my house. They just ask for food, they ask for more food, they ask for more food, they're still hungry, they want whatever. You got to keep pestering the Most High until you get what you want. And it's not pestering, they don't feel like you're bothering them, but for you, it's pestering because if someone asks you to do something, you try to get on it right away. But you've got what your family, and that's all you have to manage. This man got a whole universe to manage of beings asking for shit. And so, what you got to do is make sure that you stay on the front of his mind when he's giving out blessings. You are right there, and you don't just get it by happenstance. That's why we have the good luck charms, so that when the blessings flow, it's opening a portal. So when the blessings flow in, when the good luck flows in, you got the sign of the angel that brings the good luck to you. You're opening that portal. And that's what I do. That's how I use these talismans and stuff like that. To when the portal opens up and the blessing gets dumped in, I want that blessing to come to me. And I want that blessing to go to y'all, which is why I made about 50 of these things. I don't even know what I was doing. I was just, you want me to make all this? Yes. What is it? Why do I need all these things? Oh, I don't know. Somebody else says you need them for this, you need them for that. Shalom, beloved. So I didn't know what I needed all those things for. I just had to make a bunch of them. And then the crazy thing is, the day after I made them, I made like I said, I think I made like 50. The very next day, the sister called and said, "Well, I think, well, what angel can we work with because we're working on this bill pay stuff and we want to make sure that we get it in, so on and so forth." And I was like, "Oh my goodness! Now I know why I had to make all of these, because as we do this process, you want to have good luck flowing towards you. So as your paperwork moves through the system, it's going to have that good luck infused into it. So that's what you would use it for. That's how you would use it. Again, it's not worshiping it or anything else. It's just using it to open the portal so that when the blessing gets dumped in, it gets dumped on you. This is what the Gentiles have been doing. You know, they've been doing this for 4,000 years. And here we are just finding out that they've been using all of this stuff, doing all of this stuff, following these rules that didn't tell us for 4,000 years and getting away with it. We have to wield that same power, but with righteousness. And the only way to wield it with righteousness is to know what it is, know how to use it, know the names of the spirits, and be friends with them. Because if you're friends with a spirit, if you're friends with someone, scratch the spirit. If you're friends with somebody, when they need you, they come to you and say, "Look, I need you to do this, this, and this." And you're like, "Okay, I got you." And when you need them to do something, you go to them. "Look, I need you to do this, this, and this." Okay, no problem. That's, you want a relationship. Like, just like you have a relationship with people, you want a relationship with the spirits, not worshiping, relationship. You don't supposed to worship the ground that they walk on or don't walk on, whatever. That's not how that works. You're supposed to build a relationship with them. And so that's all I'm suggesting, is that we use all the tools that we have to build a relationship with the spirits. And so that, again, we've already been told it's time to retire. Clearly, Clearly, we got to get inside. We got to dwell, abide inside the tent. We got to get out of the tent of the Nights, and we got to get into the tent of the Most High. Whatever case may be, it's time for us to retire. I mean, that's the message that I got. Everybody can take that, uh, how they want to take it. So, on my time is 8 o'clock. I have to go and deal with some energy right now. We will try to do this again. When I have information, I know that the video just won't let me release. Of course, I invite you to go read that Hammurabi code. Go and read your Exodus 21 through 23. and learn the code that we're supposed to follow in relation to the Hammurabi code so that you know what they've been operating under fraudulently. And so you know what they're supposed to be doing. And so you can figure out how you want to navigate the system from that point. And so, look, to the spirits who are here with us, you're invited to go in peace. To my beloved viewers, you're invited to be at peace. And always remember, the Most High is your peace. Shalom, everyone.